I'm Van.
I'm Sori.
That's Bowie.
And Colby and Chip.
Slipknot, AOV.
Yeah, we had Slipknot on the brain because we just ordered some tickets to that concert.
Yeah, we got VIP ticks to the Knotfest thingamajig.
Yep.
So at first she was like, "Oh."
That's because I'm afraid I'm gonna have a hard time leaving Orion.
Well, stay home. I'll tell you how it is.
For those of you who don't know, we're like coming up on our due date. We're due on May 8th. So we're what, a month and a half away?
Yep.
From delivery. So I'm like, will I be okay to leave the baby when it's time for the show?
I'll be 4 months in, Missy. It'll be fine. So I'm very excited to take Sori to her first Slipknot show. That's going to be amazing. And then we haven't done Slipknot in about 3 or 4 weeks. So
yeah, it was one of those things that happens like with you. I was scrolling through the comment section and somebody was like, "Yeah, cool, but you haven't done Slipknot in a while. AOV, guys."
Yeah. You were today. You're like AOV. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, why do you care so much about AOV?
That's why. Somebody commented and I.
So should be interesting. If you want to check us out with timely topical commentary, Middle America with Vin and Sori,
or behind the scenes, my Sori life.
Speaking of Middle America, we're gonna uptick the
output
frequency of output. Sori came up with a really good idea. So be on the lookout for more Middle America content coming your way. I'm rocking a Middle America hoodie. It's funny. I was rocking this in Walmart today.
Yep.
Anyway, it does the job. All right, let's go. AOV Slipknot. Go!
And go.
With the tongue, who believes?
I love when they go like, ah.
I haven't listened to them in a while, and now I realize why they're such a big band.
I know.
It's really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, Corey, his voice, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's good.
You know, it's you know, we talk about range where Phil went from like Judas Priest type to, you know, kind of down dirty, grungy. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Corey can't get that high, but Corey, you take him seriously as a vocalist.
Oh, yeah.
Like when he wants to get when he wants to get emotive with his vocals, you take it very, very seriously. Yeah. There's some like singers where like when they try to sing a chorus, it's like but this is serious.
Yeah, he's got a good voice.
Okay, so we pretty much are able to figure out what AOV stands for because it says it right there, approaching original violence.
Oh, yep, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
So, good Lord, that middle part when it got really soft and such.
Yeah.
Jim Root, their guitarist, he's a very like eclectic dude. Mm-hmm. His melodic stuff is insane. I'm assuming he's the one that
came up with that part.
Wrote that part because Mick is kind of like he writes a lot of heavy. He's a heavy metal. He's the guy that I met back in the day. Like
okay, yeah.
It's crazy to me. Without this band, we wouldn't have had this channel.
That's true.
This is.
Well, you don't think you would have showed me another song?
Well, I just. When I met them,
it's kind of weird that you showed me Slipknot, not Korn, since Korn's your big thing.
I know. When I met them all the way back in 2001, I was like, I am going to be a guitarist.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's what inspired you?
It was Head. It was Head, obviously. You know, I got an Ibanez, and I play around with it or whatever. But then when I met them, particularly Jim and Mick, I was like, I'm going to be a guitarist. That lead singer stuff is, who cares? But yeah. Very, very inspiring. I'm actually very super excited that we're gonna go see them.
You are.
That's gonna be a crazy show, man. It's gonna have Gojira, Behemoth, Allahu Akbar. I mean, if either one of those bands came to where we were, we'd go see them. Mm-hmm. I mean, we already saw Behemoth.
Together,
but to have them all in the same group, that's gonna be insane. Nergal, stop dodging your boy.
Yeah. We're gonna be there.
We're gonna be there.
Not that we think he's gonna watch this review.
He might. A lot of important people watch our stuff. We have a connect in the industry. I was like, yo, I need you to get us passes. She laughed at me. She's like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get passes. Yeah. And she's in a pretty big band. I was like, what in the world? These guys are larger than life right now. All right.
I don't have any clue what this song is about.
Okay, so this is I don't either. I'm gonna make a ton of assumptions. So this is off the Grey Chapter record. Remember they had their bassist, he died?
Yep.
So the bassist died, and then there was some jihad between Corey. I'm assuming Corey and Joey. Joey was their original drummer.
Yep.
And he actually, I'm pretty sure he left the band before this thing was recorded. Yeah, because Jane Weinberg is the new guy.
Okay.
And he's credited with the drum credits here.
Yep.
So Paul had died, hence the name The Grey Chapter. His name was Paul Gray. And then Joey and
that must have been a double.
Corey were embroiled in this jihad.
Yeah.
And actually, Joey ended up leaving the band. I'm not sure it's even fair to say Corey versus Joey. I just assume that because Corey has written a few things that a person could interpret as being about Joey.
Okay.
A person could interpret. It doesn't mean it necessarily is. And because he's the front man, you're just going to assume he could be speaking for everybody in the band. It could have been everybody had a problem with Joey. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but something happened. Obviously, it's sad, because Joey was like he was the original.
Yeah.
He was the original drummer. This guy, he's a badass himself in his own right. But anyway, that's the context of the record. Obviously, that's gonna cloud how we interpret it. But so they had just lost Paul. So, like, for example, when he says something about losing a brother.
Yeah, he doesn't want to lose anymore.
I don't want to watch another brother die.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm assuming that that's about Joey because...
I was like, is that talking about somebody in the band, or is this a song about the military? Because the advertisement on the side was 19 military discounts, all veterans should, whatever. So I was like, oh, maybe this is about... You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, at minimum, the band must have been in, like, serious conflicts with each other. And I think Paul, from what I hear in the interviews, Paul was the guy that used to be like, all right, guys, just chill out. Let's focus on the music. That's what we're about. Well, he's gone. So
who's going to do that?
Who's going to do that now? So there's that, too. There's a lot of infighting.
And if anybody tries to do that, then they're like, oh, you're taking his place.
Well, I just think that there are very few people. You know how in certain with group dynamics, especially if the group is like as big as 9 people, I think in certain group dynamics that there's a guy that just has the cachet
to say it,
and other people be like, well, you know, it'd be like Muhammad, you know, like if Muhammad says something, that's it.
Yeah, I remember the group that we were rolling with before. There's like somebody that might have said it, but nobody would have even.
Huh?
Like if he just stood up and said, "All right, guys, we really need to," nobody would have listened.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, yeah. So yeah, you have to have.
They probably would have defaulted to me, right? So.
Yeah, but like, no, I'm saying if you weren't there.
Right. If I wasn't there.
And then he was trying to.
Right. Some of it's just personalities. Like Corey's a very fiery personality, which Corey to me strikes me as the type of person where he's like me.
Yeah.
Very lovable, but can piss you off in 2 seconds, and you can't be in the same room as him. Like that's me, right? Like that's the effect that I have on people. Oh man, but then if you're pissed off at me, like you don't even want to see, you don't want to hear the voice, you don't want to hear nothing. You know, get out of my face.
No, well, I mean, I don't know. Like when I'm mad at you, but I don't want to go away from you.
You're different. You're different. That's why I married you, so you can't escape. Everybody's figuring it out.
Oh.
I just think I can be a bit too much in certain doses for some people, and so whatever. So I just look at it as it's like very. There's a lot of situations. The more people you add in a band, the more there is potential for there to be a lot of issues that you had and whatever, you know. So anyway, so I'm assuming it's about their conflicts with each other and how to figure it out.
Black dirty teeth in the crease was the proof too good to be believed. What are we talking about?
Well, it's just conflicts. It's with the tongue who belongs on broken knees. So far, it occurs to me that everybody in this world is afraid of me.
How is dirty teeth? The only thing that makes me think of is, you know, when somebody's chewing tobacco, and they get all like in their teeth, the black. I mean,
maybe he chews tobacco. Who knows? Was a proof too good to be believed. So it's somebody that's not being believed by his buddies in a conflict or whatever, or whatever type of relationship. It occurs to me that everybody in the world is afraid of me. One more sin and down we go, but the news is out and I think I'm going to kill myself about the only thing that matters now. So I think he's dealing with himself. I think he's probably one of those people that's very difficult to confront.
Oh, yeah. It definitely seems that way.
And so it engenders a lot of behind the back chatter.
That's true. Yeah.
If you're a difficult person to confront, then people are going to talk about you behind your back, right?
Yeah.
So when he says everybody in the world is afraid of me, I think maybe that's what it's talking about. It's like nobody will talk to me face to face.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that happens when you have a strong person. I'm like that. You know, I'm a very difficult person. I mean, if you're in my circle, people that really, 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 really know me know that you can come to me and say whatever and whatever. But I think just.
But you better have your facts.
Yeah, you should have your facts for sure. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, and not everybody's mind functions that way. A lot of it is, well, you make me feel like X.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, so?
Yeah.
What does that mean? I make you feel like X. What does that mean? How do I quantify that? How do I not make you feel like X? Give me something solid I could work with. And you know, so a lot of people, And I'm not saying it's a flaw or a virtue. I'm just saying that that's how my mind works. So it's hard for me to process information.
Yeah.
People are taking it like I'm dismissing it. I'm not dismissing you. It's just I can't process what you're saying. Because to me, anytime there's a situation, I'm like, X or Y thing has to change. So if you don't give me what I need from you to change the issue, then I have a hard time, because it's like, what's the point of the discussion?
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to change the situation.
Yep.
So, but it looks like I'm just going, ah. You know what I mean?
I guess, yeah. It's hard for me to, because I'm trying to think back when we were just friends, and I don't remember having those. Like, I remember us, like, debating about different things, or like if I disagreed with you, I always loved it every time I found something to disagree with you on. Yeah, you and that's why we're such good friends, is you were never afraid to do that. It was fun. I would look for opportunities to. Yeah, you enjoyed it. I did, and so did I. You know, I enjoy that stuff. Yeah. But you know, other people, if they don't know you and you know they're kind of like on the outside of your inner circle, and they're scared to death to confront you. Mm-hmm. And I would assume that maybe Corey occupies that place in the band, you know, where he's very difficult to. Because I mean, there's a lot of power dynamics in every group. He's in another band that's very, very successful, you know. So it's like, if you get him angry, will he say, "Screw you guys, I'll just go to the other band"? You know, like that's one of the things. Like, I don't know what these guys are thinking, you know. We bury what we fear the most, approaching original violence. Is the silence where you hide it? Because I don't recognize you anymore. See, that goes to my theory that people aren't, you know, confronting him because you can, you know, it's one of those things, but that happens to you a lot too, where people have clear beats, they're like very angry at you, and then you don't hear about it, and then some big explosion happens, and they go, blah, 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 blah. You know? That's one of the things where me and you relate a lot. You know, it's people. That's a smart little stance. That used to like mess with me a lot because I was always afraid like at any point you were gonna just start dumping on me. Yeah. But I think now I'm more like if you have an issue you're gonna say it. Right. But at the same time I think there's still that lingering like, how big is the pile? And then I'm like, no, I don't think there is a pile. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the confrontation. But you say stuff right away. Don't touch my list. Yeah. Don't touch my list, man. I had this list. I'm trying to get these lists done. We had a list. We were both writing on it. I had the list. He took it over. You weren't writing on anything. Whose handwriting is this, babe? It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. I'm gonna screenshot that and put that right in there. No, I can't, because then it's gonna tell everybody. You can't. It's gonna tell everybody what we're doing. Yeah. And it's top secret. Well, Carmen knows. Anyway, half. But Carmen doesn't have the list, right? Carmen doesn't have the list. Well, she has access to everything we're doing. So she sees it all going up. That's true. She can watch them all. Watch them all, Carmen. That's fine. Yeah, sure. We'll know if you do. We bury what we fear the most, approaching original violence. It's true. People bury it. They bury that confrontation that they're supposed to have, and then it comes, but there's like this you know, separation that happens between you and the person that you have beef with. And it keeps growing, and then every little thing that they do starts to annoy you and upset you and whatever. So it's like, that's why I'm very big on have the confrontation, have it immediately, boom, we can go on. Instead of saying, why did she have to mess with my list, and then have that stack up, and then something else stacks up, and something else stacks up, and something else stacks up. I feel that we do a good job at that. Like, I know when you're mad and you tell me, or you don't like this and that, and obviously I'm going to tell you. Yeah, I don't think I say everything though, because... Well, I don't either. It's just, I know what's going to really... There's some things that are like, okay, I got to say something about this, yeah. And then, especially during the pregnancy, I'm just like, maybe it's just, you know, because I remember when I was pregnant with Selah, like, I remember like leaving the grocery store, and I was like, I felt like I was gonna slap the cashier. I was so frustrated with her. Yeah. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, that's that is not normal of me to want to just reach out and slap somebody like that. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna chalk that up to the to that.
To each his own. Life could do with one less watered down excuse. If this is over, you can tell me it's no use. Just tell me it's over.
Oh, and that kind of goes to what you were saying too. Because first up there, he's saying, oh, I gotta back up. Approaching original violence. So do you think that what he meant, like they're burying stuff,
right?
And then that makes you more.
Well, it's like people lash out, and the thing that they lash out about isn't what they're really angry about. There's something that you're originally angry about. Tell me about that. Don't tell me about the little bullshit excuse that you're using to now.
No, it's true. Yeah.
That's a relationship killer, man. It's a relationship killer. If you just let that stuff stack up.
Yeah.
You know?
You have to retrain your mind to be like, okay, what am I actually, like, what is the actual issue? So that way that's the thing that you're communicating. I've been working on that since we got together. Like, saying, like, oh, I'm crying because of whatever happened. But wait, what is the real reason I'm crying?
You spent so long in your previous relationship, you weren't able to have those confrontations, right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, you know, we've had, you know, last couple of weeks we've been on cloud 9.
Yeah.
And we've been able to say, whoa! And I was like, this is why. You know, I said, we got to put a lot of work in at the beginning.
It's so hard to communicate though sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? You don't want to cause another conflict.
Yeah. So especially with blended family, there's a million variables in our lives that can turn into conflicts. So I knew that if we put in the work in that we'd start to figure it out and we'd coast. And we're doing really, really good.
Yeah, we are. I think we've been doing really good.
But that's because all the work we put in at the beginning. You know, if we didn't, then we'd have all this, you know. And a lot of relationships, like, you have to get to ground zero. You can't even build because there's been so much, you know, drywall or whatever built up to hide the real issue. And so you can't even build anything because you have to break through all that bullshit to get to the real issue.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a nest of termites under there that you have to deal with because they'll eat away at you from the inside. And you got to clear that out, and then you can build something.
Yep.
And so, like, I just made a determination at the beginning of ours that we weren't going to do that. We were just going to, like, start from ground zero. And now we've built something now.
Right.
You know, so it's like it's cool that we don't have to end up singing this song.
True.
Because you could get to the point where there's so much built over, and there's so many termites under there that it can't be reversed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And unfortunately, one of the guys didn't make it out of the band, right? It was Joey. He was, you know. But I think anytime there's a death of somebody like that, like...
that's going to change things.
Yeah, especially when they're unexpected. Like me and my ex, we never really recovered from an unexpected death that happened. I mean, that was really the beginning of the end for us. I mean, we had a whole bunch of this and a whole bunch of those issues for sure, but that we weren't able to withstand.
Well, I think that's the thing. Like, if there would have been the communication and the depth in that, then that other thing, even though it was ground shattering, wouldn't have shattered. But because there was like, where's the foundation here?
I agree.
Then it makes it so.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I'm like, no. It was me and you. I was like, whoa, you actually have another shot at a very significant relationship. Like, it's gonna make sure that we're able to be durable. You know?
Yeah.
Drug out, pissed out, everything's the same. Bitch and moan, it doesn't matter. Nothing's gonna change. I don't want to watch another brother fucking die. So I'm assuming that's about Joey. So discarded, fallen by the side. Don't tell me it's the only way. Just another reason why you never take the bait. The trials, the scheming, the burden of the beast. Both of your faces turn your back on everything you fought to save a dream. That's a good line. Both of your faces.
Both your faces.
Both your faces. Turn your back on everything. Either he's talking about one person with two faces, which means the person's a hypocrite, or he's talking about himself and the other person he's fighting on.
Yep.
But that must be hard. You know, like, you've got a dream. You had a dream with your brothers. It's probably the hardest dream to accomplish, the rock star thing. And then you made it. But then the whole thing is crumbling. You know, and you're trying to save it. You know, and you can't with the original lineup. There's a lot of Korn, they don't have their original lineup, you know. Slipknot, they don't have theirs. Metallica doesn't have theirs. It's hard to keep.
Yeah.
I think Maiden has theirs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the original guitarist left, but then he came back, but then they kept the replacement guitarist and stuff.
Oh,
so
really?
That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's really, really hard. It's hard to do. All right, what do you give the song? I love that middle. That middle was crazy.
Yeah. Yep. And I like the way that they really go hard. I think it's a 9 for me.
This is a 10 for me, and the reason is because sometimes I feel like the lessons that are in these songs are so important, but the band is so big and it's so heavy that it's very possible to miss the life principles and lessons that you can get out of it, because I'm not sure that they're even trying to teach us life lessons. But if you can learn, because a lot of it is just expression and catharsis, but if you can actually sit and hear what these guys are saying and say, shit, that happens in my life too, then you got a shot at really learning a lot from these guys, from these artists, you know. So I felt like this is such an important message about communication and things like that. Any song that's about communication and how that affects relationships, obviously Schism from Tool is probably the best example of that.
I just thought it was a confusing song. Like, I could have read this a bunch of times and not really known what we were talking about.
I think there's probably...
So on a song about communication, and the communication was all the... There's very few songs that you say, I don't know what this is about.
Well, I think if you knew the historical context of Slipknot, that
maybe
it wouldn't be that difficult. Plus, I mean, some of this stuff seems very self-explanatory to me. So,
well, whatever. Anyway. 9 for me.
10 for me. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.
And we need to talk about you saying that. Just kidding.